Right, day 2 of our collapsing garage foundation project. Everybody said to be out here at 6 and it's going on 6:30. So got the skid steers all fired up, warmed up, ready to go. Just waiting on the trailer now. Oh man, I hope there's gas in here or diesel. Sorry, Stan.
Years ago, I made the mistake of telling one of my regular guys to go gas up the skid loader. What did he do? He put gas in a diesel engine. Now we have a rule, you call the fuel by what it is.
Look who finally decided to show up at 7 o'clock.
I see a couple mistakes going on here. One, I would love to see somebody in the cab of that pickup truck with the truck in neutral and their foot on the brake. That would be saving my transmission. Number 2, I'd like to see that tilt bed up just a little bit to take a little bit of that attack angle off as he's backing out of the trailer.
I lifted the back end of the truck right up.
The boys grabbed the skid loader because they're going to need it to grade out this site to get all of the water to flow away from the foundation wall. But that's 2 steps ahead of the game. They've still got to get the rest of the dead men in place and the wall backfilled with the right material. Yesterday, we were able to get 1 dead man in place. Today, our goal is to get 2 more. To connect the dead men to the garage wall, they've got to puncture a hole through the garage, and they're wrapping the cable around the corefills.
Just doing that so we don't have this showing.
Oh, so we can hide the cable over there?
Yep.
And then that's going to pull in a groove where you chip the mortar out, and we're going to mortar over that.
This is the real world. This is the way we work. It's not for everybody.
Ooh, the armchair safety experts are going to have a field day with that.
There will be 3 of these cable systems holding this wall in place in total. For each cable system, we've got to dig its own separate trench. The pins on the Mini-X are loose, making it sloppy and difficult to work in tight spaces. On top of that, Alex is a new operator. He's more comfortable in a skid steer than he is in a mini excavator. This is his first time running one. We dig a horizontal trench for the dead men and a lateral trench for the cable. With the trenches safely dug, we can finish installing the dead men. One of the questions that's come up is, won't that timber rot away, leaving the system basically ineffective? What we found out is when we bury a timber like that, it slows down the decay process. Each cable system has a turnbuckle design. This allows them to do very precise adjustments to the inside of the wall. Before we backfill, Frankie runs a string line down the wall to see how true it is.
We're pretty much, and that's stucco, so you can't really go off of stucco because it can be thicker and thinner, but that's pretty goddamn good because on the inside I'm actually over that I'm supposed to be. But that, like I say,
Can't tell with the stucco.
Right, on the inside we could go off of the block.
Yeah, okay.
You know, and then that should be true. But the stucco, you don't know if any corners are thicker than that corner.
Why'd they stucco all the way down?
I think at one time this didn't have no dirt.
Oh, and they got.
Then they backfilled and made it like this.
There's a bigger mystery than that going on this job site.
It kind of really all depends on how we go, but we see we're wrapped down here, so we should go a little bit more. Hey Alex, we might have to push on this too. We can push, right? Well, maybe get a longer board or something. We'll get a board or something off of it, and like to push in that corner if we could.
Frankie doesn't like what he's seeing, and the turnbuckles aren't pulling it as far as he wants.
Push it a little bit.
Oh, you're gonna just give her a little tap?
Yeah, just to see if.
See if it moves.
You can come in over here.
Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Yeah, try it. Oh, make it? Yeah, made it.
No, nope.
The apron's higher than the slab.
Yeah.
That's what's giving you.
So they go back to what worked yesterday.
Oh, okay, just a little bit now. Oh.
Right. Out in here to the corner.
If you look at the level, we're past, which is good. I'm actually gonna let it come back. See, here's level. Now look and see, we went past. That's what I'm saying. On the outside, it should show a bubble. It should show it blowing out, but it ain't, which is all right. We'll get the inside looking true. See, because if I go like this, it's level. But that's okay. I decided it would settle last night, and I knew I was pulling it over.
Yeah.
We'll get these other ones in at tight, and then we'll let this one off a little bit.
The center of the wall was the worst point. Frankie wants to overcompensate there to allow for future settlement.
A lot better than it was.
Oh, unbelievable.
I guess I'd rather
If
have.
you look here, I'm actually level, I think, here.
Oh
Really
yeah.
close.
Pretty damn close.
See, that much. But and that's where we put our deal. That's why I just want this one snug, so it just won't let it come back in when we loosen that one.
Before they start the backfilling, Alex gives the turnbuckles one last crank while Frankie watches the inside of the garage wall to make sure that everything is exactly where he wants it.
But if you look down the string line now, everything's in.
Oh yeah. All right, Frankie, what's the next step?
Well, I'm gonna put in some tar paper for waterproofing.
While Frankie fine-tunes the foundation wall and gets it prepped for backfill, Alex runs to the aggregate pit and picks up 1.5 inch clear rock. But before we can backfill, we've got a core fill.
Okay, next step. We're gonna be core filling these. So I need to cut a chunk of this part out here. Piece right here. Right here, or somewhere in that area. We'll have to see what's going on with that. And then this chunk right here. So we have to be able to get all down in here with the concrete and get some rebar in there.
Frankie keeps the mud wetter than normal. He needs it to work its way down and through the wall on its own.
Probably easier if they're in a full pail because then we can. I'm gonna grab a saw. I'll be able to. We're gonna plug the one hole for you, right, so you don't go down too many holes.
There isn't much room to work, and a full pail would spill all over, defeating the purpose. You can hear the concrete come out of the pail and work its way down through the wall.
You won't fill it.
How many buckets do you think it's going to take to fill one of those up?
Well, I mixed 2 bags. I kind of estimated 2 bags per hole,
That's
but
2 bags.
yeah, and that's 2 bags that I mixed. But I could be wrong. Maybe take 3. I don't know.
So he mixes up another batch to see how much each hole will take.
You can see it down there?
Yeah, it's about 2 blocks. Maybe a little more. Yeah.
The first 2 pails, if we were 2 block, only did 3 blocks.
And so he keeps going, adding more concrete until he gets it to where he's satisfied.
Cool beans, man. Or no, it didn't. So close. Yeah, we don't need much.
Pretty close.
After the wall is filled, Frankie drills a hole through the sill plate and then runs the rebar through the sill plate into the concrete wall below, connecting everything together.
Must be missing it this way. There we go. Yeah, well, throw a little bit in there. I guess. You guys have to top that tomorrow, too,
With the wall core filled, we can then start to backfill. We use the cat with tracks to keep as much ground pressure off from the back wall as possible. Sometimes my guys trust the machinery just a bit too much.
Yeah, come.
Alex pulls straight into the building because he knows the weight of the machine is behind it and he wants to keep as much pressure off the foundation wall as possible.
Hold that feedback while it drops the
Sam puts himself in a precarious situation. If that machine suddenly lurched forward, there wouldn't be one Sam, there'd be 2.
Alright, let's go grab another one. We gotta take some rocks out here.
Backfilling doesn't finish this job. We've still got to regrade behind this entire property to make sure we divert the water away from both buildings. A drainage swale needs to be cut in place. They begin the process with the Mini X. They want to keep the heavy equipment as far away from the foundation wall as possible. majority of the work will be done with the skid steer, but the Mini X helps loosen up the soil, making it a little easier on that foundation wall. The Mini X has done its work on this job site and needs to go back home. Although this day is done, there's still more work to go before this job site is wrapped up. We will see you guys on the next one. God bless, and go get 'em.